Bonjour, babes. This is the first official YouTube episode. I've always wanted to say this. Hey, you guys, welcome to my channel. Today's episode was supposed to be a gift guide, but we're a little past the date for that one. I decided to go in the direction of Dominique's Favorite Things 2024. Some context for those who haven't virtually met me yet on any of the platforms. I've been making gift guides professionally, like people have paid me to do this for almost the past 10 years. Scary. My gift guides have always been a mix of my favorite things from any given year, plus the things that are on my actual wish list. It's part manifestation and vision board, part trend curation, part journalist-backed best of 2024, sort of like Oprah's favorite things. But it's Dominique's favorite things because she is my icon. So that's what we're getting into today. It's niche luxury, a little angelic, a little Barbie coded, a little pink Pilates princess core, a little à la Parisienne, all the facets of my personality and personal brand. But if you identify with any of this, you're going to love this list. Today's episode is broken down into categories, starting with fragrance, of course, then a Parisian-inspired section for my Francophiles and anyone visiting here in the holidays or 2025 who want to do a little shopping, followed by one of my specialties, beauty and skincare, and then my favorite category, home and hobbies, which includes things like astrology and wellness. Finally, we're going to end it with clothes and accessories and some things that I've been noticing and observing here on the streets of Paris. I'll make sure you have links to everything in the show description. Last little note before we just jump into it, none of this is sponsored. This is unpaid, no marketing, just genuinely the things that I have reviewed this year, really loved, tested out, and can recommend wholeheartedly. These are the things that have improved my life, added a little sparkle of joy, even if it's something as small as a lip gloss, and I hope that that imparts some joy in your life as well in the next year. All right, let's do it. Chapter 1, fragrance. But disclaimer, please, pretty please, do not blind buy a fragrance. If you don't know what that means, I am saying do not buy a fragrance without smelling it and testing it first, especially if you're buying it for someone else. Always, always, always smell something before you buy it. Fragrance is so personal. Fragrance evolves over time. It's the nature of perfume. It smells different on different people, in different climates, weather, etc. Do yourself a favor and don't make that expensive mistake. Always test before you buy, please. Okay, first up, Sirène from Fragrance du Bois. This is a creamy, dark cherry, spicy oud. It's feminine, so strong. I fell in love with this one literally at first sniff. I got to meet the nose this year. Absolutely stunning. It really gives like the duality of woman. Next up is Guidance 46 by Amouage, the most expensive fragrance in my collection. Thank you to all of my best friends who got this for me for my birthday. This is an olfactive masterpiece. It's from one of my favorite noses, Canton Biche. It's got a creamy nuttiness to it, lightly floral, a little bit fruity. There's pear and like a peach-tinged osmanthus, which is floral, but it still kind of gives a fruity element. It is dark, rich, potent, powerful, really enchanting, and it lasts forever. Another masterpiece from a master nose, Olivier Polge, son of Jacques Polge. This is Cuir Beluga from Guerlain. I am in love with this powdery soft vanilla, like a cloud of heliotrope with some suede. There's some amber in it. Oh my gosh, this is just, it's so cool, girl, but at the same time, very unisex. So hot. Next up is my Ride or Die Sintra from Memo Paris. Oh my God, this was also like immediately bewitched by the fragrance the first time I smelled it. Neroli Marshmallow Milk. That's like the best descriptor I can give for this. If Love Don't Be Shy was too sweet for you, but you like the concept of like a marshmallow orange blossom, maybe you want a little bit greener or more resinous, something a bit more complex of a perfume, this is going to be a coup de coeur. Love it first sniff. Ugh, I cannot get enough of this. This little one is nothing new. You've probably seen this a million times. I'm here to tell you, I sign off on it. It is worth the hype 1,000,000%. This took me quite a bit of time to fall in love with, but once I did, I was really, really transfixed, really hooked. This is Delina from Parfum de Marly. Deserves all of the praise in the world. Another masterpiece from Canton Biche, who also did Amouage Guidance 46. Both of these guys. Last one, also from Parfum de Marly. I think this one, as you can tell, I use a lot of it, is the most underrated of the entire Parfum de Marly collection. Not overhyped because no one's really hyping this one enough. Ugh, this is an orange blossom amber masterpiece. Clearly, I really love those two notes. There's some vanilla, some pear, some sandalwood, some iris. Classy, classic, any season, any circumstance. This is like the little black dress of perfume, in my opinion. As for what's on my wish list, Musc Outre Blanc from Guerlain. Another one from the Master House. This scent is like a heavenly angel goddess in a gauzy, silky, feather-light gown floating on a cloud. It is a milky orange blossom musk with iris and sandalwood, so it's clean but not soapy, fresh and lightly floral. It's not dusty or powdery, just really soft and cloud-like and ethereal. It is so elegant and it has shocking staying power. My scarf, I sprayed it on there yesterday. It has lasted well over 24 hours. Next category, or chapter 2, Paris-inspired best of 2024. These also will make great gifts for Francophiles if you're still in the gift buying mode, or maybe those gifts are for yourself and you're also obsessed with Paris. I got you. If you're here in the coming months, in 2025, use this as a little bit of a shopping guide for yourself. And this is coming from someone who lives here, so hopefully that makes me a bit more credible, but that's for you to decide. Let's start with something delicious. Angelina hot chocolate. If you are here or if you've visited here, you know this is hyped. And again, I think this is something that's hyped for a reason. I love bringing people to Angelina when they visit, and I personally will get the hot chocolate mix, whether it's the liquid concentrate or the powder, and I have that hot chocolate here at my house. This is a great way to get a literal taste of Paris at home. Next up is a beauty treatment in Paris. I am recommending my favorite aesthetic Medi-Spa here in central Paris, Better Than Cream. I've had many services here, including a hydra facial and the clear and brilliant laser facial, which was probably the best facial treatment I've ever done in my life. If you're visiting here in the next year, I highly, highly, highly recommend you check out this place, especially if you're coming from the US. You will be shocked at how much lower the prices are here in France versus the US. Back to fragrance. Eau de Lion from Memo Paris is a fragrance that you can only get in Paris. You can't order it online. You can't get it in another store in another country, even in another city. If you are looking for a scent memory, in the future, every time you smell it, you'll be brought back to that same memory. I highly recommend going for this one. It's a really beautiful tonka bean, rose, amber, sultry fragrance. On the sweeter side, I would say, but still unisex. I personally am obsessed with it, and it will always remind me of my first winter and Christmas time in Paris. Next up is another drinkable gift if you weren't satisfied with just hot chocolate. Niche luxury French syrup. Sounds like a curveball, but hear me out. The French really love their syrups, sirop. They put them in sparkling or still water. You can put them in cocktails, whatever you want. It's your world. But I discovered at La Grande Épicerie, which is the large food store next to Bon Marché, these luxury syrups. And then I saw them again at a French friend's house during a raclette night. I immediately became obsessed with these. Specifically, the violet flavor, or violette. It feels so exquisite and botanical, and again, very niche luxury. As for what's on my Paris-inspired wish list for 2025 / what I could recommend from this past year, Repetto ballet flats. I have the original Cendrillon. These were literally the first ready-to-wear ballet flats made by a woman who was making ballet shoes for the Paris Ballet. The first pair that she made were for Brigitte Bardot in the movie And God Created Woman. They've since become completely emblematic, I think, with French style. So classic, so chic, but what's on my personal wish list, since I already have the Cendrillon, is the Lisbeth style. Sort of has a square toe like a point shoe, and I think they're so, so cute. Last one is the Paris City Candle from Diptyque. I love me a Diptyque candle. You can probably see some behind me. The Paris City one, like the fragrance I was just talking about, is only available here in Paris. Can't buy it online. You can't get it at the other Diptyque stores. So there is a bit of specialness to that. And I can't believe I haven't bought this for myself yet. It smells beautiful. The glass is gorgeous. Probably going to get it in 2025. Chapter 3, next category, beauty, skincare, and hair care. I've been writing about this category online for major publications for years, testing tons and tons of products. So I would like to think I'm an expert in this category. Let's look at some of my, what I would consider greatest hits and then new additions from 2024. First up on the lineup, I'm going to just apply some more right now because it is so good. Look how much of this I've used. I bought this at the end of September. It's now the end of December. I've had this less than 3 months, and I've gone through almost the whole thing. This is the Dior Lip Glow Oil in Berry. This is not the first Dior Lip Glow Oil that I've purchased, but the first of the color. I am obsessed with this really dark berry hue, but as you can see, it's not as dark when you apply. To me, it's the perfect cool toned hot pink. This has become a cornerstone of my winter color season renaissance. Some of you might know color seasons ruined my Q1, but also transformed my life. I discovered that I am cool toned. And so I've done an overhaul on some of my makeup, including what lip colors I use. And I've noticed when I do use a cool toned lip color, my face looks better. It just suits me better. Anyway, when I do wear this on TikTok, everyone's like, oh my gosh, what's your lip combo? What's your lip color? So I highly, highly, highly recommend checking this one out. Continuing forward with the winter color season renaissance and revolution, when I discovered that I was in fact cool toned, I ran to go find these self-tanning products from Bondi Sands, the Technicolor in Sapphire. We've got the body foam and the face serum. I'm not using a ton right now, as you can probably see from how pasty I am, but all summer long I was using this and I was so happy because it was the first time I've used self-tanner and not looked yellow. That also was probably a dead giveaway about my undertone, but that's another story for another day. This is buildable, super natural, and doesn't transfer onto your clothes. I'm gonna be re-upping tonight probably. Next up, we've got some niche luxury on a budget. I just refilled this whole thing, like this Costco-sized body wash for about $6. This is the Nuxe Rêve de Miel body wash. I'm obsessed with everything that Nuxe makes, but this is probably my top one. It smells incredible, like you're showering in like liquid sunshine and honey. I just feel so goddessy, and it turns something really mundane like shower time into something very indulgent and luxe. And it's cheap, especially if you get it here in the EU. I also love that you have the ability to refill, which is a little more eco-friendly and very economical at the same time. If you're looking for new foundation, trust me on this one. Every time I get hyped up about something on TikTok or I see something on social media where I'm like, oh no, I need this new foundation, I remember that I already have the best of the best. The Chantecaille Future Skin Gel Foundation is so nourishing, indulgent. It feels so good on the skin that it's like you're putting on skincare, and then it's not there at all anymore. You don't feel like you're wearing makeup at all, ever. And it's like your skin, but better, like Photoshop in a jar. Next up is the Davines Liquid Luster. This is my favorite Italian hair care brand. This is super light. The texture is literally like water. You use it between shampooing and conditioning. So after you rinse out your shampoo, you do a 20-second rinse, or you put it all through your hair, rinse that out with water, condition. It's like getting a salon treatment, but in the shower, and it only takes 20 seconds. I'm obsessed with it. I feel like I'm having show and tell. This is La Bonne Brosse. This is the French version of Mason Pearson. High-end, niche luxury French hairbrush. Numéro 1 universel. Number 1 universal. Has 100% boar bristles. It's really lightweight. I'm obsessed with this cute ballet pink color. Thank you to my mom. This was a birthday present and my first ever hairbrush. I know that sounds weird because I'm an adult woman, but I never used to really brush my hair, and now I feel like I'm taking really good care of my scalp. It smooths everything. I am a big fan, and they just came out with a zodiac collection where they have the constellations of each sign with crystals on the back of them. If I didn't already have this gorgeous one, you guys know I would be buying that immediately. Now what's on my wish list for this category for 2025? Number 1, the Sicily Black Rose Cream Mask. Number 2, the Guerlain refillable lipsticks in the lipstick case. It's so cute, and you can customize it and get it engraved with your name. Number 3, an amethyst eyeshadow palette. Obviously, we're still going with this whole color seasons renaissance, and I would love to get a cool toned purple eyeshadow. I've seen some cute ones from Chanel and Lancôme. And number 4, a gel nail polish set and lamp, hopefully from Le Manoir, because I really want to learn how to do my nails in 2025. Chapter 4, category 4, whatever we're doing at this point, I can't remember. This is home and hobbies, including astrology, wellness, ballet. I think this is the most fun category because it's very tactile, experiential, it's enriching. You've got enrichments for your enclosure. As many of you know, I am an adult hobby evangelist. There is so much carpe to be diemed. There's so much joie to be vived. I'm obsessed with having hobbies and getting into everything you possibly can in life, so this is heavily influenced by my own activities. We're going to start out with the productivity planner and wellness journals from Papier. I have had many of these over the years. I personally love them, and I'm ready to buy some new ones for 2025. I'm a huge fan of these journals because they are so beautifully organized. They have thoughtful prompts, and most of them are undated, which makes them way less wasteful if you skip a day, a week, a month. You're not just throwing out paper. So I love that. And these are journals that are signed off on by a Virgo, so you know that's a good sign. And the next one is quite similar. It's the 5-minute journal. I've been using this for maybe 8 years, and I do it on and off. I'm not super consistent with it, shocking. But when I have the seasons where I'm using it more frequently and more consistently, I notice that my life in general is better. I feel more grounded and rooted in gratitude. I just feel better about life in general. And I just found the super cute hot pink one on Revolve, so I think I need to snatch that up too. Next up, I will never ever not recommend my Slip Silk pillowcases. It doesn't matter where you get them or what brand it is, to be honest, but if they are 100% silk, not satin, I think these are some of the best upgrades you can make to your life in general because you spend so much time in bed. It helps your skin health, your hair health. For me personally, I can't sleep on regular pillowcases anymore, and I know that sounds so pretentious and so high maintenance, I'm sorry, but I literally travel with these. If you're in the gifting spirit or gifting mindset for someone else, this is a really nice luxury. that a lot of people wouldn't consider a necessity, so it makes a really, really nice gift too. Okay, next up is kind of funny because I found this at a perfume shop in Sicily. I went to go smell fragrances and discovered that they have these really cute homewares, including this adorable pink mug. I think this is so freaking cute. They have different colors. Obviously, I went for pink, but such a nice little fun addition to my kitchenware, my morning cappuccino. I think things like this, even if it's just a gift for yourself, add a little dose of joy. I was obsessed with all of the homewares that they have, including little trays. They have diffusers, obviously because they're a fragrance house. This is from Ortigia Sicilia. I will obviously link to this as well, but I am so obsessed with their lineup and I was really pleasantly surprised when I saw it in Sicily. Did I buy myself a kilo of Amarena cherries in the middle of a PMS crisis? Maybe, but that's between me and God. In my defense, it was like 16 euros. I'm sorry to everyone watching in the US. I know that probably hurt. But I now have a kilo of Amarena cherries. I think it is about 42% of my personality. These are luxury cherries. Get them for yourself. You can put them in a drink. You can put them in a Coca-Cola. You can put them on ice cream. You can put them in desserts. I made an Amarena cherry compote that I put in a tuxedo dark chocolate cake. It was so freaking good. These are just so niche luxury for the foodie in your life or for yourself. The next thing that I can recommend in terms of hobbies, wellness, and astrology would be a booking with me for some cosmic coaching. I have gift certificates now, and if you're just booking for yourself, I have a booking platform that I will link to. But if you want to dive a little deeper into yourself, figure out some things about the way you work, the way your mind works, the way you interface with the world, I got you. If you're trying to pick up a new language or a new skill in 2025, I have personally been using Preply. Again, this is not sponsored. I'm paying out of my own pocket for my tutor, but I have been loving my one-on-one time with a tutor who can customize a plan to how I learn, to how my brain works, because traditional schooling really doesn't work for the way my brain does. You also get to pick the budget, so you can find a tutor exactly in the price range that you're looking for. A lot of people, including myself, have considered private tutoring to be too expensive or out of reach. I think my lessons are about 13 euros a week for an hour worth of tutoring, which is incredible. So maybe this is something for your New Year's resolution or something that you can gift to someone else if they're trying to pick up a language, master a language, they're traveling to a new place this year and they want to, take on some new vocabulary. So I think this would be really special for you or for someone else. But it's definitely part of my best of 2024. Real quick, what's on my wish list for 2025? I really want this paint by numbers picture of Paris. I've been loving painting at home just for funsies with no goal of being good at it. This one looks really fun. Luxury Testa di Moro, like these sculptures that come from Sicily and the south of Italy. I would love these ones that are kind of Mackenzie Child-esque for my terrace here in Paris. Obviously, some of this list is very heavily influenced by my time in Italy this year. Next would be these pretty French tarot cards and a tarot deck. I really want to start my tarot practice, start learning, especially learning from Shannon, and this set is really, really pretty. Ballet lessons and Repetto ballet gear, like their athleisure, bodysuits, leggings, sweats. It's giving rich dancer. It's giving my parents put me through ballet school. It's giving, oh me, I just got back from dance practice. And I just think that is so cool. Anyway, I'm such a wannabe and I'm so cosplaying as a ballerina, but I am taking lessons in the new year. If you're gonna join me, pick a fun hobby like this. Put it on your vision board. Tell me all about it. I would love if you told me in the comments what hobby you're picking up in 2025. Okay, our final chapter, style and accessories. We all know I'm not a fashion editor. I'm not a style blogger, but I am a Virgo rising and I live in Paris. So I'm observing everything that's going on with everyone. And I can tell you what I think is cool, what I think were my best ofs for 2024, and what will be very chic, practical, and comfortable additions to your wardrobe should you choose to follow suit. First up, the Corelle Alice shoe in silver. Even though these are heels, I can walk miles comfortably on cobblestones every day here in Paris. It adds a level of sophistication with a bit of a heel. I think this silver is such a cool vibe for this year and next. I think silver's picking up quite a bit. On that same note, the Onitsuga Tiger Mexico 66 sneaker. If you are sick of Adidas Sambas or you're like me and they destroyed your heels, these are 1,000,000% more comfortable. I find them to be more chic, a little more subtle, and not oversaturated. My go-to little black dress, this is a carryover from the end of 2023. I wore it all of 2024, including a second birthday in a row, the Lally dress from Rouge. I wear this thing all the time. I can fold it up and make it a saucy little mini dress or wear it for the full length for something a little more demure. This is my ultimate LBD Parisian little black dress. A statement coat. This is something I've been observing and personally wearing, a really bright flash of color or a jewel tone or like a deep burgundy, adding a little bit of punch and style to your outerwear, especially if you live in a cold climate. this is new for me, but I think adds such a chic level of personal expression, personal style. My fuchsia coat that I've been wearing for years is probably my favorite thing, but unfortunately it is made of plastic and from China, and it is falling apart, and it has lasted me a good amount of time, but it's time for me to upgrade. So this is a best of 2024 / wish list for 2025 all in one product for me. As for the final things on my wish list for 2025 and the things that I've been noticing here, tall over-the-knee boots or thigh-high boots. They're called cuissardes in French, cuissardes with like a hard D. I'm obsessed with the ones from Reformation in the brown, like chocolate brown crocodile. I cannot find anything similar to them, and these are like 700 euros. I want them so bad, you guys. They're so freaking cool. Like I said, this episode is not sponsored, but Reformation, if you are seeing this, I would literally die for these boots. I think in general, the over-the-knee thigh-high boot trend is going to be here for a bit, especially this coming season. But in general, this specific boot is my current hyperfixation. Last two hyperfixations, white gold earrings. I love these, but they're crappy and turning my ears green. I would love a pair of really nice twisted chunky hoops, kind of giving croissant vibes, and a really beautiful white gold. And lastly, an amethyst colored sweater to just go with the cool toned renaissance that we're having. And that's it. You can find this whole list written down on my Substack with links so you can shop immediately. I have everything linked in the show notes, the episode description for you, of course. Everything in one place for you to shop, explore, discover, whatever you want to do. And hopefully it's not a capitalism hot fudge sundae, but rather a fun look at the marvels and treasures of the world that I've discovered this past year and curated just for you. I am so grateful that you are here for my very first YouTube. I think these are going to get better over time, I hope. Bisous, à bientôt, bye!